Hello. The Companies Act 1956. Our attention is drawn towards Section 17A, the change of registered office within a state. Underline, change of registered office within a state. We were trying to understand the provisions regarding the change of registered office from one state to another in Section 17. Again, Section 17 enables us to understand regarding the change of registered office from one state to another. Now Section 17A enables to understand as the change of registered office within a state. Section 17 was telling the provisions regarding the change of registered office from one state to another, whereas Section 17A provides provisions regarding the change of registered office within a state. So you may get and doubt that what about the change of registered office within the jurisdiction of one registrar in the same state? That also we can get clarified in Section 17A with an explanation to subsection 3 of Section 17A. We need to understand what Section 17A was referring with provisions regarding the change of registered office from one state to another. Let us understand it fast. Section 17A says a company may by special resolution alter the provisions of its memorandum so as to change the place of its registered office from one state to another. Underline, change the place of its registered office from one state to another. Again, a company may alter the provisions of its memorandum so as to change the place of its registered office from one state to another. It requires special resolution. It also requires confirmation by the central government. Before issuing the confirmation, the central government ensures some mechanism, observes the provisions from subsection 2 to subsection 7 of the Companies Act subsection 2 to subsection 7 of the Section 17 of the Companies Act 1956. Subsection 2 of Section 17 says the alteration of the provisions of memorandum relating to the change of the place of registered office from one state to another shall not take effect unless it is confirmed by the central government on petition. So here the company requires to petition the central government to issue confirmation to the effect to the change the place of its registered office from one state to another. Subsection 3 of Section 17A says before confirming the alteration, the central government must be satisfied. Central government must be satisfied. There are 3 points. 2 points are available in subsection 3 of Section 17 and another point is provided by subsection 4 of Section 17. Let us go to what the central government ensures. Central government must be satisfied before issuing the confirmation for the alteration that sufficient notice has been given to every holder of the debentures of the company. See, sufficient notice has been given to every holder of the company. It wants to get satisfied regarding this point, and it also wants to ensure that sufficient notice has been given to every other person or class of persons whose interest has been or may be affected in the opinion of the central government. Similarly, if in the opinion of the central government, the creditors or the interest of the creditors may also be affected. In such a case, the central government also ensures that sufficient notice has been given to the central creditors of the concerned company. That is what subsection 4 of Section 17 says. The central government shall cause a notice of the petition for confirmation of the alteration to be served on the registrar, who shall also be given a reasonable opportunity of appearing before the central government and state his objections and suggestions, if any, with respect to the confirmation of the alteration. See, the notice is served, or notice has been given to the holders of debentures, every person or every class of persons and creditors. Then the central government shall cause notice of the petition for confirmation of the alteration to be served on the registrar, who shall also be given a reasonable opportunity of appearing before the central government and state his objections and suggestions, if any, with respect to the confirmation of the alteration. Subsection 5 of section 17 says, the central government may make an order confirming the alteration on such terms and conditions, if any, as it thinks fit, and may make such order as to cost as it thinks proper. So subsection 6 of section 17 says, the central government shall, in exercising its power under this section, have regard to the rights and interests of the members of the company and of every class of them. That is what subsection 3 of section 17 was referring. 1. Holders of debentures, you may recollect. Second, every other person or every class of persons whose interest may get affected. Another is the creditors of the company. Yes, now let us move ahead. Subsection 7 of section 17 says, the central government may, if it thinks fit, adjourn the proceedings in order that an arrangement may be made to the satisfaction of the central government for the purchase of the interests of decedent members, and may give such directions and make such orders as it thinks fit for facilitating or carrying into effect any such arrangement, provided that no part of the capital of the company may be expended for any such purchase. There are 7 subsections of section 17 which enable us to understand, if at all a change and an alteration to the memorandum is going to take place, so as to change the place of its registered office from one state to another. So now let us shift our attention regarding section 17A. The change of registered office within a state. Change of registered office within a state is very important. Subsection 1 of section 17A says, no company shall change the place of its registered office from one place to another within a state unless a change is confirmed by the regional director. Underline, unless a change is confirmed by the regional director. So if at all the change of the place of its registered office from one place to another within a state is going to take place, it requires confirmation by the regional director. You always compare the provisions of section 17A with section 17A. So if you identify the difference clearly, you can understand it. See, in the case of the change of address, change in the address of the registered office from one state to another, it was requiring confirmation by the central government. But here in section 17A, it required just confirmation by the regional director, not the central government. So again, read it. No change shall take place. No company shall change the place of its registered office from one place to another within a state unless a change is confirmed by the regional director. Subsection 2 of section 17A says, the company shall make an application in prescribed form to the regional director for confirmation under subsection 1. So it applies to the regional director for confirmation to the effect of the change of registered office within a state. Subsection 3 of section 17A says, the confirmation referred to in subsection 1 shall be communicated to the company within 4 weeks from the date of receipt of application for such change. There is explanation to subsection 3. Section 17A applies only where? Try to understand. This explanation enables us to understand for the removal of doubts. Again, for the removal of doubts, it is hereby declared that the provisions of this section shall apply only to the companies which change the registered office from the jurisdiction of one registrar of companies to the jurisdiction of another registrar of companies within the state. Again, section 17A applies only to the companies which change the registered office from the jurisdiction of one registrar of companies from one registrar from the jurisdiction of one registrar of companies to the jurisdiction of another registrar of companies within the same state. This is very important. Always we need to remember. Subsection 4 of section 17A says the company shall file with the registrar a certified copy of the confirmation by the regional director for change of its registered office under this section 17A within 2 months from the date of confirmation, together with a printed copy of the memorandum as altered. See, within 2 months of the receipt of confirmation from the regional director, the company needs to file with the registrar a certified copy of the confirmation and need to request the registrar to register the change. So here see, the company shall file with the registrar a certified copy of the confirmation by the regional director for change of its registered office under this section. Within 2 months, the period is within 2 months from the date of confirmation, together with a printed copy of the memorandum as altered, and the registrar shall register the same. Register the same means what? The change in the address of the registered office from the jurisdiction of one registrar of companies to the jurisdiction of another registrar of companies within the same state. So the registrar shall register the same and clarify and certify the registration under his hand within 1 month from the date of filing of such a document. Subsection 5 of section 17A says the certificate will be conclusive evidence that all the requirements of this act with respect to the alteration and confirmation have been complied with, and henceforth the memorandum as altered shall be the memorandum of the company. So here, if the change of the address of the registered office is going to take place within the jurisdiction of one registrar in the same state, we need not have confirmation by the regional director. Just we can alter the memorandum of association and can approach the registrar. Registrar may register the same and certify the registration, but it is not clearly explained in the Companies Act 1956, but we can assume it if the change is going to take place within the jurisdiction of one registrar in the same state.